Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
The megaphone. It is quite mega.
I have a really big megaphone.
So, the megaphone. The megaphone. Megaphone. The megaphone. And I thought to myself, Thomas Edison, he's got a megaphone. Why couldn't I design something even more special? Something that gives kids a voice. Something that allows kids to get their parents' attention, maybe. Who knows? Speak out. No. But this megaphone, newly titled the Gigglephone, because I figure it needed a new name, and that it was not only giga or mega, but it was different. It was fun. It was unusual. Maybe a little bit Dr. Seuss like. Maybe a little bit steampunkish. Ish. This is all made from reclaimed, reused lumber, stuff that was taken from old sofas, old furniture, baby carriages, and that sort of stuff. And what better things to do than to turn it into a fun apparatus for kids, or for adults, as I say. Kids, adults, adult kids. But the following that's attached to this video is a little bit of a compilation of a lot of different creative building processes and some small things that went along with the making of it. So it's not a huge amount of tapering here, but it's enough. It's just that the sound's got to travel through. Afterwards, then there's going to be circles, concentric circles, or rings that are cut out. They're going to get, they're going to flare. Well, on this end, there's actually going to be another section that drops down, and then the circles will start from that point and work their way up. So I got the first tube all cut out, ready to glue together. So here we are again. We're going to work on the tube section here, the first section, the taper, and we're going to use a eye. Yes, eye, because there's no one else here, so obviously you can see that. The old biscuit cutter, that's what's going to be used to cut some slots in the ends here, the edges. Biscuits, wooden biscuits, not for eating, you chew on them, I suppose. That's gonna put these together, a bit of glue, and then we'll clamp it, set it off to the side until tomorrow. So, one more. Let's see how this goes. Can't get it by hand, and I have to bring out the big hammer. That was tight. It's in though. Maybe a little piece of my finger in there too. All right. Oh, fell out. It's all right. I'll be good. Let's see.
Can you hear what I'm saying?
So, here we are. No loose ends. Everything's tight. Oh. Everything's tight. All good. Clamp it down, clamp it. Damn, a little loose. You're right. You're right. It should be good till tomorrow. And then we'll cut these corners off, round these corners over, sand the whole thing down. Should be shimmying. Whatever that means. And another cut. Sure. Sure, looks good. A little bit of extra lube, that'll come off. A little bit of sandpaper. Woo! Watch out for those things. This is basically what this is going to sit on. And there'll be a prop down here that's going to hold, it'll hold it up, rest it. And then the horn is going to come off from this left end here, my left, and upwards. Alright, so we have now a compass jig. This has been attached to this piece of glass here. I have one bolt that holds here that's sticking out a little bit lower than I would like it to be because it's going to be resting on the piece of wood that I'm cutting. Not much I can do about that. I mean, with the material that I've chosen to use, I'm going to try it out and see how it works. So the first thing I need to do is find the center point of this piece of wood here. Go faster. Hey, this is fun. I know I got it in me. We're gonna find a spot here right in the very center. And then we're gonna give it a whirl. We're gonna give this compass thing a whirl. So, we'll see. A little hootie. And we're gonna set this jig up here. The first hole right there in the center. And then the idea is that I'm going to be able to just simply hold the saw into one place and then slowly turn the board as it cuts. Glasses, saw blade. These are pretty handy tool. Yeah, I got all these rings cut out now. And now Now I'm gonna route off these. Now I'm gonna route these corners off and round them over, and then make a nice little loop, loop-de-loop. Then I'm gonna figure out how to create this horn flare. So. So we're gonna sand these down, make them really nice, and then I'm gonna start working on fastening.
And I think full of sawdust. Wow!
It's exciting. It's so exciting. So exciting. So exciting. It's so exciting. We'll just see how it goes here. We're gonna glue this together. And we're gonna... It's a nice box.
I got sawdust in my eyes.
La-dee-dee.
La-di-da, la-di-dee, la-di-da, la-di. Splendid. Well, yes, sirree. Going. Wow. Kind of like talking to myself when I have these on. I'm going to make a mouthpiece. Just going to go to the end of this long tube here. I'm going to turn it on the lathe. Got a nice piece of, I think this is beechwood. So we're going to make sure everything's all set here. Got my speed set correctly to the size here. Got a little bit of pressure on this, not too much. A little bit of oil to keep it from squeaking, keep it from getting hot. And I'm a little bit off balance here, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some of these corners off. As you can see, we wobble. So I think the best thing to do is to cut some of these corners off first before we get started.
Well, that's it for that. And the mouthpiece. Well, mouthpiece is in.
I am working on the neck here. This portion that goes from this long tube here. It turned out to the first part was just too. I felt it was too long for a transition, so I wanted to cut it down a little bit, and I thought I needed to angle this part a bit up. This is going to be an angle. I need the horn to come back up this way. So what I have done here is taken a chunk out of my box, this neck here, 220-degree angles, and then I'm going to put these together so that they create this upward I've been saving this plywood for a special project. I think this project calls for it. It's nice. I have precise measurements, but they're roughly 11 centimeters in each spot. We have to allow for the thickness of the wood, which reduces the size of that down. So this side's taken care of. The opposite end, which is the circumference of this inner circle here, which is 2 times pi times radius, the radius here, which I have 47.6. That is going to be here to here, here to here, here to here to here to here. Cleanliness, as far as the cuts go, it would be nice to have them very clean cut without any kind of splittering or anything, and that tends to happen on large saws like this table saw behind me here, and also with jigsaws as well. So like I said, use a utility knife to score these lines here first, and that should keep the saw from hopefully splintering up small pieces. Back at it. Dad, burn it.
American style.
The flare, and then each piece is going to be kind of hopefully bent out like just enough to kind of flare it outwards. It doesn't have to be a whole lot on here. So these will just kind of fit into place into here, and then the rings will stretch over to a certain point. So there's still going to be a square look inside here, but then there's going to be a round hoop on the outside. That's going to give it more of a, what could you say, maybe a bit of a wooden steampunk sort of idea. If you don't know what steampunk is, take a look at it. It's pretty interesting stuff. So, right, that one goes in there. This one goes in here to that effect. To a point of friction, and the next one comes up here, and the next one, and so on. We're making a little progress here. I've got this just kind of tacked in place just to kind of work it out, try to figure out how things are going to happen here. We got these all fastened in. It wasn't a very easy thing to do, but it seems to have gotten its form finally. All these little blocks here were meant as kind of spacers to keep them parallel all the way around. Aesthetics are important. Hi-ho! Hi-ho! Okay, well I got this has all been dried. The epoxy is dry. A little bit whimsical. Sort of a happy feeling to it. little bit of maybe somewhat of a music note there. I don't know.
I don't know what to say, but I'm just gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Mm-hmm.